Trust the plan. Who's Cassidy Hutchinson? Trust the plan.
Oh, crap. It's time for the show. Time for the show. Time to do the show. I don't have any time to spare today, folks. We just gotta go. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. Sound the cool stream alarm. It's time.
Thank you
for the share. Let you know it's the cool stream. The cool stream. Yes. We're back at it again on another Sunday morning, I guess. I started doing this later in the day, but it's kind of a fun time to do stuff. It's kind of the perfect time to do a show. Because everyone's here. Oh, shit. That was not supposed to happen. Let me just refresh that there. That was from the drums episode. The drums. Anyway, time to sound the cool stream alarm. Time for the cool stream. It's time for the Q stream. We got one of the craziest topics out there that we're going to be covering today. It's all been building up to this on this special day, the Sunday. Forget all your other obligations, or don't. Because you can listen to the show anytime you want. Live, you can listen later. Should we try to upload some of the more of the episodes today that I forgot about. What energy drink, the classic energy drink known as iced coffee. I have a pint glass full of iced coffee that I just made. Has a little bit of creamer in it, so it tastes sweet. Went to the grocery store. I guess I should probably save this for after the intro, but it doesn't really matter. Nothing matters. Nothing really matters to me, except how deep the rabbit hole goes. That's what really matters, is finding out how deep the rabbit hole's gonna go, so I know what the truth is. We got a crazy one today. One of the craziest conspiracies out there. Some would say it's not a conspiracy at all. But I would disagree. That's right, we're talking about QAnon. Yep, that's what we're doing. We're finally gonna do it. It's time to do it. We've got a lot of viewers in here ready to go. It's gonna be interesting. It's been going on for a while. I had to kind of let things die down a little bit in terms of some of the controversies going on. Of course, we had the January 6th, and the Q is going to be talking about that, a lot about the hearings and whatnot. Of course, he's back. Q is back, which is pretty cool.
Pretty cool!
Let me get back to talking about my coffee, though. A little bit of sweet creamer in this thing. I think I already said that. It's pretty good. Oh, what I was going to say is I had an energy drink yesterday. So I thought, let's not go for energy drink number 2. Let's just stick to coffee. That'll be better for me, because it's from the earth. And it's good. It tastes good.
Whoa!
And that's right, a bunch of clowns in the White House these days. We're gonna flush them out. Drain the swamp. That's what we're gonna do There's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes that we don't know about that we're going to have to figure out. And some of the stuff we're going to read about is going to tell us all about that. Bunch of clowns in the White House. What else? Well, it's the cool stream. Let's get into it. Got a cool video. Got some pretty cool videos. Let's pull this one up. Just an introduction to some of these people. I'm sure a lot of you already know a lot of this stuff. If you watched the HBO QAnon doc, oh boy, you gotta check that one out. Really good. That'll introduce you to some of these characters, but we'll talk about some of the big ones, some of these rumored and supposed masterminds behind the QAnon. Like this guy, Ron Watkins. He's gonna win. He's gonna be the winner of the something with Arizona. Something. It's actually trying to Congress. Okay.
A politician. I am an entrepreneur and I'm a computer scientist. I have been fighting for your free speech rights in the private sectors over the past many years.
To do.
We must not send a career politician to DC.
This is
we have to send a fighter.
This is not my music. I'm not sure what this account is.
And I am your fighter. I am fighting for you. We have major issues going on in our country, and that includes our broken border wall. That includes
synthetic rebellion.
Many people not understanding that abortion is actually murder.
Aye.
That includes the many people in power who are trying to infringe on your rights. If you send me to DC, you will know that I will be fighting against this evil, and I will make sure that we drive them back, and I will make sure that your rights are kept. Thank you.
That's pretty good. Synthetic rebellion. Now here's let's hear some more stuff from him. This is Ron Watkins, allegedly the guy behind QAnon, also known as Code Monkey. Some of this stuff sounds kind of familiar to some of the truth seekers stuff that I was looking into not that long ago, weirdly enough.
Hello, this is David Stringer, publisher of Prescott E-News. We're honored today to have Ron Watkins, a candidate for the congressional seat for CD2, with us today in the E-News studio.
He's a real fighter.
As many of you know,
badass.
As a result of redistricting, Congressional District 4 has been redrawn. And we are now in Congressional District 2, and there is a new congressman representing us, or will be representing us, Tom Holleran, from Democrat from Sedona, now
Tom
represents
Holleran.
Congressional District 2. He's running for re-election. Our current congressman, Paul Gosar, is running for re-election in Congressional District 9. So we here, Republicans in Congressional District 2, will be electing a new candidate in our August primary. And I believe there are about 7 people running.
About 70 people.
One of them is Ron Watkins.
One of these is
from, is it Payson or Tonto Basin? Yeah.
He's from Arizona. I don't know if anyone knew that. One of the guys behind 8chan and all the different Chans in the Philippines. That's where they were, where their servers were set up. But now, well, actually, he's from Arizona. I don't know where he was from before that. Probably somewhere, but I guess Arizona.
So welcome to Prescott E-News. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Yeah, thank you for having me here.
Well, it's a pleasure. It's an honor, really. Let's start by telling the viewers a little bit about yourself. I know this is our second segment. You've already introduced yourself once before, but for folks who didn't see the first segment, why don't you tell us just a little bit about yourself and your background?
My name is Ron Watkins, and
I'm a
computer programmer.
Warmed up.
I'm focused on network security, so I've got a business that does essentially defense against computer hacking.
The hackers. I hate the hackers.
During the 2020 election, I figured out that the machines were potentially being used to hack Helium.
The machines are taking
And
over.
I got the word out. I rang the bell. I told everybody.
How did you learn this? How did this
icon.
come to your attention?
Well, I started reading the manuals of the machines. They never expected.
You mean like the Dominion voting machines?
That's right. They never expected someone to read the manuals. Because once you read the manuals,
what
you
happened?
can start connecting dots, and you realize, these machines are essentially designed to be
Machines
insecure.
are sentient.
There are so many security vulnerabilities in the machines that, from a computer science background,
Machines are designed to be insecure. They really need. They should, just go to therapy and work on self-acceptance. If the machines are feeling insecure.
quickly identify.
So let me just cut to the chase here now. So as a computer programmer, someone who's got a background in computer science and computer programming, you believe that the voting machines, the Dominion voting machines, I think there's some other companies involved, that these machines were unsafe and unreliable? Is that
Absolutely.
your belief?
The machines were unsafe and unreliable. And it comes down to any machine being essentially unsafe, because once you have these physical machines in someone's possession, they can do anything with it. And we discovered at Mike Lindell's cyber symposium that somehow he had a copy of the Dominion machine.
Wow, the Mike Lindell Cyber Symposium. Okay, that sounds really cool. The My Pillow guy, Cyber Symposium. All about cyber. Mike Lindell's Voter Fraud Symposium. This sounds cool. The My Pillow guy. That's not it. The My Pillow guy. What a whack job that guy is, huh? The maximum overdrive. Here's what happened to Mike Lindell's from his storming off stage to Bolsonaro. Mike Lindell's Cyber Symposium. This was last year. From him storming off stage to Bolsonaro's son giving him a MAGA hat signed by Trump. There he is. Cyber 72-hour voter fraud cyber symposium. Speakers included Ronald Watkins, Steve Bannon, and the son of Bolsonaro. Here's what happened. He used the event to prove his voter fraud theories. Oh no. Didn't watched the cyber symposium. That may be a separate thing. Oh, it was in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So maybe Big Jim was there.
The card of death!
The Cyber Symposium. A documentary was playing on repeat. Pretty cool. Well, invited a reporter on stage before he called him a cancer. Fox News is in the firing lines. Dominions.
Republican counties are being won by Trump, but by a much smaller number than projected. And then you have Philadelphia much closer and able to do its thing, because Rudy Giuliani will tell you Philadelphia is the
Rudy Giuliani.
It wasn't possible without stuff like
Where's
this.
he going? Moments after a federal judge ruled that Dominion's lawsuits against Mike Lindell, Sidney Powell, Giuliani, and others can proceed, Lindell himself hustles off stage. When the news broke that $1.3 billion defamation suit against Dominion would go ahead. I wonder how's that doing? How's that going? The Cyber Symposium. But we're here to talk about QAnon. And it'll get you into all different corners of weirdness. Trying to explain that. But this guy knows all about it. Code Monkey.
And I had access to it about 10 minutes before the Cyber Symposium started. And I started going through it live during the symposium. And I was looking at all the different things inside
Just
the machine.
going through
and
all the
we discovered that
codes.
there were servers running within the server, that there were scripts on there to weaken the security of the machine. I didn't find a script that would strengthen the security.
Well,
So it's like a one-way road with
All
that
right.
security on there.
Now, we've all heard these
No,
allegations.
that's enough
They've
of
been
that jargon.
reported in the daily newspaper and on the evening news. And here
Fake
in Arizona,
news.
in Maricopa County in particular, there's been some fairly exhaustive examination of the machines. We've been told that no, these machines were not hooked up to the internet, and that this kind of manipulation or voter fraud, that it just
The
didn't
show
happen,
goes
couldn't
on.
happen, and the technology for
Because
that
Arizona,
just isn't there.
that's when it
Your
all
response to that is,
went. That's where it all went
the
down.
machines, they output the tally of the votes onto a USB drive. This USB drive can be read by any computer. So we saw in Gwinnett County that a Dominion technician took the USB drive out of the central counting machine, plugged it into a laptop, and then they filtered it using Excel before handing it off
what
to
does
the
that
county.
mean, filtered using Excel? What does that mean?
That's their
this is
words, not
some-
mine. So the Epic Times reached out to Gwinnett County and
The
asked them what
Epic
was going on.
Times. This sounds too complicated. They looked at it with Excel and they added a couple more rows and some different formulas in there to add some more votes with Excel. Okay, my goodness. What? Where are we at now? Well, we're talking about QAnon. Whew, this is a hard one to do, I think. A lot of the stuff I don't fully understand. Which isn't to say that it's just beyond comprehension, but it's hard to really wrap your head around it with all of the people involved, all the weird stuff. Suffice it to say, the boomers believe all this stuff because of Excel is involved. That's one thing they know. They know a lot about Excel. Okay, well, let's just say Q is back. He's back, baby. And most of you already know a lot of this stuff, so I guess I don't have to necessarily repeat some of the facts and whatnot. Of course, we got this guy. We got lots of offshoots, lots of different splinter groups that we'll talk about as well. But let's go. Q is back. Let's just start there with some of the posts. See what Q himself has to say. And we can go from there. How about that?
What is at stake? Who has control? Surprise witness. Who was surprised?
Who is surprised? Q is back from space. So here's the latest post from the 29th. Surprise witness. Who is surprised? Who will be surprised?
Who was surprised? Who will be surprised? Use your logic.
Use your
Can
logic.
emotions be used to influence decisions? How
Hmm.
do you control emotion? Define plant.
Define plant. Well, it's something that grows from a seed and has chlorophyll and uses the power of the sun to convert oxygen to convert carbon dioxide into oxygen.
How
That's
do
how-
you insert a plant?
That's how
Can
I would
emotions be used to
define plant. I would insert the plant into the ground first. Okay, that was that one. Then we had one on the 25th. So Q was establishing comms. Then and I'll try to explain how that went. Photosynthesis. Try to explain how that went.
Who was Jane Roe? How do you control generations of a populace? 50 years of conditioning. 50 years of propaganda. 50 years of lies. Peaceful protests. Riots. Summer of love redux. What happens when you corner an animal? Midterms.
What?
Power implodes.
Power implodes. What happens when you corner an animal? What the hell does that even mean? So Q established comms. there was some weird stuff going on. Last time we heard from Q was posted this YouTube video. We're not we're not gonna take it. That was the last. Q posted this YouTube video of we're not gonna take it. There was some weird stuff with Q coming back online on June 24th here. Shall we play a game once more? Is what Q said. This is exciting stuff, really.
Shall we play a game once more?
This is the Q's back, baby. But there was some weird stuff going on with some of these codes. When we get into some of this computer stuff, some of the codes weren't quite right on some of the Q stuff. Is Q back? Is it the same Q? What does it mean? There was something going on with the Q codes. Here's the post where Q posted. Okay, see if I can explain this. They have this identifier code under Q's name that changed after they were posting. Q, remember your oath. Computer from War Games. Q posted and has some kind of unique code, and then the code changed or something after the first post or something. The timing of this is beneficial to the QAnon movement as it overlaps with Roe v. Wade. QAnon influencers can point to the months of failed prophecies, see, this is what we're waiting for. We've been saying this, it's part of the plan. Babylon is falling, and it had to be this way. Liberal tears injected straight into my veins. Q drops. Already digging through the Q drops and month of news to justify why it had to happen this way. Why Trump had to lose the election, why it took so long to deal the blow against the deep state. And of course, then we have Jim Watkins, which is the father of Ron Watkins. He's a real weirdo. Was giving a speech when that post happened. Welcome back, Q. Well, there we go. The codes. I did get into the codes. We've got a lot of different people helping us understand the codes. You've got... Let's see if I can find this one. The guy that... who's in the documentary. This is most of my knowledge comes from the documentary, so if you haven't seen that, it might be hard to get some of this. But Frederick Brennan, who was working with these guys, and then they had a falling out, and then Jim Watkins tried to put him in jail, but he was able to come to the U.S. with the help of the documentary guy. And he had a video that I watched trying to explain the codes, about how Q posted and it put up the wrong code, so then they went back and changed the code to make it look like it's all going perfectly, to make it look like it was coming from Q using a private Tor browser or something. So anyway, he's here posting. The Qmers are mad that Jim Watkins had to enable captchas for every post. Oh no. Meanwhile, someone claiming to be the spammer is telling me that they're not only spamming right now. Uh-oh. I'm afraid to click on anything involving 8chan, because God knows what kind of stuff will come up on that. Something about now he's doing captchas on the site. Click all of the stoplights to log in and do a racist post. This seems to be what's going on now. Good lord. It's just a bunch of craziness. Uh-oh, Howie ate a bunch of blueberries yesterday. Me trying to explain what any of this is quite proving to be difficult. So let's see, do we have any websites that could help explain some of this stuff? Let's just say that Q is back. Something weird happened with the trip codes where it was all of a sudden was proof that the predictions haven't come true. All of a sudden it was proof that this QAnon guy is maybe not maybe it is these dumb guys. Maybe it is after all. Alright. Maybe it's Jim Watkins and Big Jim. Maybe QAnon is Big Jim. But Q is back. There's a lot of QAnon influencers as well. A lot of people that have jumped on the bandwagon and have sort of made their own thing out of all of it. Including the guys. Ron Watkins and all those guys. Let's go back to him running for Congress. He hasn't really been very active lately. He's sort of gone quiet and leading up to the big election.
Meet internet entrepreneur Ron Watkins. He is kind of a geek.
He's kind of cool.
He doesn't see the world the same way as you and I.
He's kind of cool.
He's been that way all of his life.
I got it.
Ron has made a career out of fixing
This is good.
Ron has made a career out of you and I. He's been that way all of his life.
I got it.
Ron has made a career out of fixing broken codes.
We got it.
Innovating technology
Broken
and
the codes.
solving complex problems.
And
if it weren't for
helping
Ron Watkins,
run a racist
some of today's
website.
most popular internet sites wouldn't
Like
even exist.
8chan.
Today,
Google wouldn't
Ron is setting out
exist
on a new
without
mission.
without
A
Ron
mission to fix
Watkins.
a broken America.
Woohoo! Yeah.
Fixing America's problems is challenging, but not impossible. Illegal immigration,
Oh,
rapid
no.
inflation, and a stagnant economy
Joe Brandon.
are all products of a corrupt and broken government system.
Sellout politicians and radicalized Democrats have sold our country short. Ron Watkins, he wants to put
Nancy
America
Pelosi is
first.
too radical.
President Trump had it right. A secure border, energy independence, and a strong military are the key to a greater America.
Ron Watkins, he might be a geek, but he knows
He's
the
a
solutions.
geek.
Ron Watkins,
Ron for AZ.
America First
Okay, I gotta
Conservative.
go to
a
his.
fighter for
Oh,
Arizona
no.
and a fighter for you. Ron Watkins for Congress.
Gotta go to that website. That's what I was looking for. Oh God.
Meet internet entrepreneur.
I was trying to go to his campaign website, and it
Secure
was just
border,
listed.
energy independence, and a strong military are the key to a greater America.
Ron Watkins, you might
RonForAZ.com. All right, let's check this out. So this was the guy, Code Monkey. He helped run one of the worst websites on earth, where all the Nazi guys were all hanging out. That was his thing that he invented. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have that. And we're so much better off having that for everyone to enjoy posting terrible things on. He's the fighter that Arizona needs, and he's got the cowboy hat. Not your average candidate. He's a professional software engineer. He helped fix the voting booths. Primary. Let's see. I think it's coming up pretty soon. Arizona primary 2022 election, August 2nd. So it's next week. That's this week. Wow. Wow. Let the show begin. Let the damn popcorn pop. Thomas Crapper. If it wasn't for Thomas Crapper, we wouldn't have toilets. Or John Poopman, Michigan primary. Man, a lot of voting going on this year. Interesting. GOP candidates are dominating. I'm not sure which one is which in this thing.
Days before the Arizona primary, a new poll shows Republican candidates backed by former President Trump are dominating their rivals in several
Get
key
your
races,
popcorn
and it's
out.
pretty much across the board. The survey by OH Predictive Insight shows Carrie Lake with a strong lead tonight over Karen Taylor Robeson, 51% to 33%. That gap now has widened in Lake's favor in the last week. 12% were undecided or refused to say.
We're covering the
poll of
news
502
today and
likely
the breaking
Republican voters,
news,
primary
and
voters, was conducted Wednesday.
the cool
A
stream is
majority
now
of the people
we're
responding say they're either
like
supporting
the
Donald
Daily
Trump
Show.
or the Republican Party.
Oh,
Arizona's
frick.
a special place to Trump because this was basically his launching pad for the presidency, and a lot of his key supporters are based.
And it's all about the voting, machines. Let's see. Predictive Insights. Let's check that out. Maybe we should go to 528.com. This doesn't have any of the polls that I'm looking for. Strategic data. The GOP poll. Governor. Okay, governor's race. That's different from... He's doing Congress. We got the attorney's race. U.S. Senate race. And we want to see the Congress race. And where's that one at? I'm not seeing it. Let's check out regular toilets. No, we need to do that. Let me add that to the list. Toilets. That's probably just as good as what we're covering today, I would say. Just a bunch of crap. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. The new GOP. Arizona. Don't have the numbers in front of me right now. I'll have to look it up. Look it up, DB Wolf. Look it up. Arizona Congress race polls. Election prediction polls. How's that looking for old Ron Watkins? Race to the White House. Click here for the election, the primary election. Okay. Chance to win. Who's gonna win? Not seeing anything on that. Senate primary. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Lots of cool little graphs popping up here. Where's some of the funding coming from? Probably the dark web. Not seeing anything about Ron Watkins on any of these websites. I don't think I've scrolled down far enough, I guess. Some pretty, some cool little graphs and stuff that I'm not quite sure. We can do some simulations. I feel like we're in a simulation. Anyway, I don't think he's doing too good. Let's just put it that way. Oh, here it is. House. Race to the White House. The race to the White House begins in Arizona. Okay, that's enough of that. Enough of these boring graphs. Let's get to some websites. Of course, we've got the Geek for Congress, and his dad is this freak. This wackadoodle.
God bless you. In the United States of America, too. Captain. Scotty. Beam me out. Good morning. Let's wake up. Okay. And start our day. Boy, it's a ship. I'm waiting for the boat. When the boat gets here, I'm gonna get on. I say, aye,
Geek
sir.
and the freak.
Welcome back to the show that never ends. I don't think it's Carnival. I think it's Carnival. Never mind. Breathe in all the way.
For sure now. Know that nobody is innocent of dipping into decadent thoughts or daydreaming about
the
depraved
fleets.
thoughts. Considering murder doesn't make you a murderer.
This is
Making a list of people that would be better off to have never
Big Jim
existed,
Watkins.
and imagining those
another
folks
guy.
dead doesn't either. Surprisingly, many people have such lists. There are some things that pertain to our predicament that we find ourselves in here in America. And, I just want to make sure you guys understand where I'm coming from. I'm saying we have to use any means necessary to defend the Republic.
Big Jim Fridge Watkins.
And that's where we stand right now.
We must defend the Republic. This is the father of Ron Watkins, Jim Watkins. He runs the famous website with all the racist guys. He is probably the one posting his Q now, because all this stuff has basically been all messed up with the codes being incorrect and some different slip-ups on his part. And of course his son is too busy campaigning to be behind the scenes, so we think Jim has taken over hosting his Q.
Can you hear me?
He's devious.
God save our immortal souls. Define that which is good.
We're going to get to the bottom of who is Q. By the end of this episode, we'll have a definitive answer. It'll probably be something along the lines of what was in that documentary, because that's about all I know. We think that that's who is doing it now, but how exactly it started, who started it to begin with, is still a bit of a mystery. There's quite a few people involved.
The powerful will be forgiving only of power. Ceaselessly praying for the hunger to subside, we will then find rest and be able to abide. The crooked way is rapid and effective, but life is long and our souls are immortal. Important advice. The American is a rattlesnake. Our ancestors knew it. The snake that keeps to himself and is provoked. When provoked, a biting, poisonous wound is the result. The temptation to silence or suppress the opinion of the ordinary man if it goes against the narrative that may affect your own views must be incredibly enticing for a rich man. However, controlling the library of humanity should have a certain amount of obligation. That obligatory behavior being absent could cause
the hell is he talking
irreparable damage to society. Generations could pass before
he's reading the QAnon manifesto.
Barrel it is stored in. The chaos of liberty will eventually find its way into the light, but to those that lost it, it will be gone forever. It won't return to those that don't deserve to have it. Some future that exists where freedom and liberty will shine through again. Those that give it up won't see it happen again. Their lifetime of security will result in the loss of liberty, and that is not worth it. Security is not a right. It is not fundamentally guaranteed. Only our pursuit of happiness is guaranteed, certified as a right by our founding fathers, who considered it God-given, as do many Americans still. Let's hope that America remains free. The alternative is a world of slavery for generations to come.
Frick. That was him reading of QAnon manifesto. I didn't know that such a thing existed. I thought Q was just posting random crap on the internet. A lot of weird stuff on the web these days. There was a news article here that, speaking of who is it, the founder, the mystery behind the founder. Of course, we have the QAnon, the Q shaman who's in jail. you know, I don't, you know, we'll see how he ends up in there. Hopefully he's doing okay. There was a machine, speaking of machines and codes and whatnot, a machine was trying to learn who was the founder of the QAnon movement. La 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 la.
Do you not go to the bathroom? Because I never.
Weird stuff.
Do you not go to the bathroom? Because I never see you doing that. Gooey, sticky chemical.
Gooey, sticky chemicals. Robert Denby subscribe with Prime Gaming. Subscribe for 26 months. Thanks for subscribing. Back to the machines. The machines were at work analyzing the writings of Q, forensic linguistics, claim they've identified Paul Ferber, South African developer who is one of the first to draw attention to the conspiracy theory, as the original writer behind Q. They say Arizona Jim Ron Watkins also wrote under the pseudonym, first by collaborating with Ferber and then later taking over the account when it eventually moved to post on his father's 8chan message board. So the Swiss and the French, of course, are we really going to believe what they have to say? The French, they're wanting to destroy freedom because they're socialists or something. I hope I don't get banned for this stream, that I'm saying all this stuff as a joke, but they're going to think it's real because Twitch is after me. I'm going to get shadow banned. But I'm reading an article here about how they used machine learning to, they trained an AI to look for the patterns in Q's writing. The techniques fall under the approach known as stylometry. Looks at analyzed writing that is measurable, consistent, and replicable. They also limited their analysis to social media posts. Among all the other possible authors they put through the test, they say the writing of Ferber and Watkins stood out the most for how similar it was to Q's, and they're confident in the identification. People have previously used machine learning to identify Harry Potter. Well, we already know who wrote Harry Potter, so I don't know why they would bother with that. Both of these guys deny that they were Q, but we think that that's probably what happened. I think that other guys were involved too, like Roger Stone and people like that. The linguistics behind it. How 3 conspiracy theorists took Q and sparked QAnon. A lot of people have made their bones off of being QAnon influencers. Who is they talking about here? The riddles and the posts and the YouTube videos. FBI. There was FBI Anon, who self-described high-level analysis strategist, offered intel about the Clinton Foundation. Then came HLI Anon, an acronym for High Level Insider, who posted riddles and conspiracies. That because they said Princess Diana had been killed because she found out about 9/11, tried to stop it. And CIA Anon, and all these other Anons, and then all of a sudden we get QAnon, which is just another unremarkable part of the Anon genre. Fantastic grift. Until 2017, and 2 moderators of the 4chan board by the username Pamphlet Anon and Baruch the Scribe.
Whoa!
Interesting. So Paul Ferber went bunch of us decided that the message needed to go wider, so we contacted YouTubers who had been commenting on the Q drops. And then it blew up. Interesting that this guy who is the machines identified as the
Have a very good day.
As the writer and the origins behind Q said that they needed to spread the message wider. So I think they were out there. I think people like Roger Stone and Michael Flynn and all these weirdos were trying to get stuff going on these message boards, trying out different things, trying out their psyops, and then all of a sudden this one took off at the right time and they started juicing it and pumping it big time. And now here we
If you
are.
tuned into Donald Trump's rally in Tampa, Florida last night, you might have noticed a somewhat ubiquitous Q symbol on signs in the crowd. And if you are lucky enough not to have had to interact with this idea, let me take a moment to explain. Those Trump supporters you see waving around
Trump looks so young in this video. Look at this compared to that. You seen that? There they are. You seen that the picture? See the picture what Trump looks like? He looks like a virile young man in this video.
Insider government secrets of the masses and has spawned an entire movement, QAnon, which essentially believes the entirety of the Democratic Party and much of Hollywood are conspiring and running an underground pedophile sex trafficking ring.
Oh, frick.
Even Tom Hanks.
Oh, no. He was the first guy to get COVID.
Also believe that President Donald Trump
Just a
is
lifeless
working
husk
secretly with
now.
the generals to expose this entire sick thing, and that the Mueller probe isn't actually investigating Donald Trump, but Robert Mueller and Donald Trump are actually
Best
investigating the Obamas
friends.
and the Clintons, all of whom are wearing ankle bracelets because they've already been secretly indicted.
What?
Now, if you're hearing this for the first time, your reaction is correct.
Your reaction is correct. This is some fake news from MSNBC from 2018. They were a little late to the program. So they were trying to reach the influencers got out there. They started pumping the Q message. They got lots of followers, lots of people jazzed up, and of course that's when things start to take off and blow up on the web. When all of a sudden I'm wearing an ankle bracelet. All of a sudden there's something big that people can capitalize on and get lots of followers from talking about. And then next thing you know, they're all talking about it and getting people. I mean, this is just how it works, folks. This is just how it works, folks. In the days of social media. We've got this message of Q that everyone wants to hear. You get these influencers out there. They start spreading it. They get all the followers and all the money and whatever, all the renown, and then they just keep it going. They keep it going. I'm in Guantanamo right now. They keep the messages going because it just becomes a self-propelled thing after that. As soon as you've got YouTubers out there, and I can get 8 million views. 90,000 subscribers for this person they're talking about here, the Q posts. And then as soon as you get that going, that's when it really takes off. That's when you have a successful psyop, is when the influencers get involved. So then they had to get the normies involved. They recommended moving to Reddit. She recommended they move to Reddit. And here is a post. This is a post from Steemit. Now, you might remember we've talked about Steemit before. I found some posts on here. She stood in the storm. Tracy Beans. We've also covered Tracy Beans before. Tracy Beans. This is a backdoor to becoming an influencer. Well, I'm trashing them. I'm exposing the movement for what it is. I'm not promoting it. If you're paying any damn attention, Tracy Beans is here. He's one of the big influencers. Evil people were attacking Tracy Beans. She was a big influence. I don't know what Tracy Beans is up to. I want my coins. How's the coins doing? How the Steam It coin. Looks like it's going up. That's good. Bitcoin's still near the bottom. 20,000. SBD, Silent But Deadly, is going up. So that's good. Tracy Beans is ranting over here on... My channel exploded. Oh. She was mad online. Thanks for the help with the video. My name is Tracy Diaz. I've been an activist for a gazillion years, and you can find me using a Google search. My friends have called me Beans since high school. Even my husband calls me Beans. Did you guys know that we are taking the damn country back? Space Tracy Beans. I had used my real name once before in the Hagman report, but really shied away from doing so for reasons I'm sure you can understand. Tracy Beans. So she became a QAnon influencer overnight.
Morning, everyone. I promised some info and some videos. It might not be exactly what you were waiting for yet, but this is really interesting, and I wanted to share this.
Okay. Tracy Beans. I don't know what this is talking about, but it's... Her word is gospel, the gospel of beans. Steam It. Now this obscure blockchain-based site built a playground for QAnon to run rampant on. You may have never heard of Steam It. Well, I did. We did have some posts from Steam It early on in the show. It's a blockchain-based blogging website that lets you earn crypto by doing posts, which is kind of weird. I don't know how that works at all. But Tracy Beans is on it, an independent journalist. Doesn't look like she's posting anymore. But Steam It is where some QAnon stuff really took off. The early days of Q on the blockchain-based social media platform Steam It. Users' posts built a tangled web of Q's possible origins and operators, conflating it with a difficult internet puzzle and muddying the waters between truth and fiction. It was a weird internet puzzle people were trying to solve. What some of the breadcrumbs that were being given over by Q, and some people have drawn some conclusions as well between some of these. Here's a website, QAnon is Ron and Jim Watkins.quora.com, that what is this? Vidyard. QAnon counter intel drop. Anyway, there's this internet mystery game called Cicada 3301. There's another documentary that claims that the people that started QAnon or something, or they know the origins of QAnon. It was this internet puzzle that had you finding all these different clues, and they had this Cicada account that was posting on 4chan asking people to join the game and to sign up and solve the clue. So they think that maybe had something to do with it. Maybe some of these CIA Anon accounts took notice of the puzzle aspect and how people were hooked into that, or it was somehow affiliated directly with this game, because the people who ended up winning the game found out that the group was all about like cybersecurity or something. So maybe it was something that Ron Watkins invented. The LARPers claim to have invented QAnon. The nether reaches of the web. This was in 2018. Cicada 3301. Mysterious poster on 4chan QAnon. The poster claimed to have a secret government clearance and was rumored to be a Trump administration insider, a deep state operative. Someone in June spoke to the Daily Dot claiming to invent the idea for Q, asking only to be identified by Thomas. Before there was Q, there was Cicada 3301, which Thomas made music for. It was posted on 4chan. Cicada 3301 puzzled baffled the web. QAnon is just an ARG augment. What does that stand for? Alternate reality game. That's a whole other thing. That's pretty interesting. Some of these games, it was kind of a big thing, I guess, in the early 2000s. But that's where the Cicada 3301 comes in. It was one of the hardest online puzzles ever. It was speculated that it was the work of the CIA, recruiting attempt to find bright minds lurking on the internet, or it was the Freemasons. The puzzles kept reiterating. It was all about making cryptic predictions using prime numbers, and people identifying themselves using the letters of the alphabet. Thomas says the people now behind QAnon took the concept from them. There's a post on BitChute. The Cicada group posted about following the rabbit hole in 2017. They said to follow the white rabbit. Now I did. Cicada 3301. It was probably the Freemasons. Thomas described it as such. We are in the business of prophecy. On the 25th of September, we launched Q. It started out as a letter. Q is the 17th letter of the alphabet. What? And the Cicada is centered around Prime. You have an October launch date for them. On the 25th of September, we launched the original Q. The group posted about Follow the White Rabbit several times. The BitChute post makes no reference to the letter Q. It's just even more confusing. The person who would become known as Q predicted Hillary Clinton would be arrested on October 30th, 2017. A week later, they referenced Trump's comments. The calm before the storm. So it was all about arresting Hillary Clinton and the deep state and all the secret stuff that was going to happen. It almost was as if they had all this stuff that they were going to do.
4 carriers and escorts in the Pacific? Why is that relevant? Prepare messages of reassurance based on what was dropped here to spread on different platforms. The calm before the storm.
The what before the storm?
The calm before the storm.
Gooey, sticky chemicals.
Oh, the calm before the storm. CBTS. A deep state conspiracy grew. The two conspiracies became linked through a Twitter account which was promoted on 4chan's Calm Before the Storm. What? Push the memes! So, all the posts were telling people to push the memes, ignore sliders. Said purpose is to log events during the next few days so that when the storm is over, we can point to what is recorded here to help us understand the various timelines. Holy crap! The White Rabbit's handle included what could be considered a reference to cicadas and their LARP, and it also included double 17s in the name, in lieu of the letters IT for white and rabbit. could be a reference to Q. The 17th letter of the alphabet. What? But it's also possible it's a reference to the prime number and the number of years cicadas stay dormant. The crossover exploded on Twitter, and some original coverage of the QAnon phenomenon also referenced Follow the White Rabbit. Interesting. So it's saying this account that has since been suspended from Twitter was posting about cicada stuff and QAnon, and then it got sort of intertwined that way. We're connecting the dots. We're connecting the dots, trying to figure out who started QAnon. A lot of people have figured it out. It could also, my theory is that the cicada thing happened. It was some kind of psyop with the right-wingers and Roger Stone and people like that. It was on 4chan, and then that's when Ron Watkins gets involved. And then he does the game. He makes it to the end of the game because he's such a smart computer guy. And then he's recruited into this network of cybersecurity guys who all believe in liberty and justice or something. Because that's apparently the person who won the cicada, who solved cicada. Hold on. I think I understand this. Oh shit. The person who solved it. This sounds insane, but just believe me, I sound cuckoo. The man who solved the famous puzzle. The man who solved the 3301 puzzle, okay? This is the person who solved it. We're looking for highly intelligent individuals. To find them, we have devised a test. There's a message hidden in the image. Find it. Will lead you on the road to finding us. So people began finding it. They went from Reddit to the dark web. It was very complex. This person solved it. And it's quite common for intelligence agencies and similar organizations to use non-traditional forms of recruitment, but in those cases, they usually announce it officially, instead of being a secret challenge. Anyway, I think that somehow Ron got involved with Cicada, and that's how he either took some inspiration. Was there a movie with this plot? I think there was a movie. Oh god. It's too crazy, but I think there's something to it. Either Ron Watkins helped create Cicada, or that he participated and was linked up with some of these other guys, Paul Ferber and people like that. And then the Q, they kept trying different things, and finally Q is the one that took off. That's what I think happened. Damn it. That's my theory. Well, let's watch something funny. Let's take a break here, because we have a funny account that's doing some of these funny videos. It almost reminds me of one of my favorite guys.
My name is Ron Watkins. You know me as the Large Systems Technical Analyst who's going to save the election for our duly elected President Donald J. Trump. Oh, wait, I forgot. I quit. I used to be a Large Systems Technical Analyst for 8chan, 8kun, and Q. Well, not Q. I'm not Q. I know nothing about Q. I was the Large Systems Technical Analyst who would post tweets on Twitter for 8kun saying, "We're aware of the problem and we will have it back online soon." So I know about web security and hackings and Dominion voting machines because I read the manual. A-Kun and A-Chan were a lot like Parler, a lot of the same patriots. You know, the Nazis, domestic terrorists, climate deniers, COVID deniers, Obama birthdays,
Big hat.
and porn people. We had a lot of porn. I'm also a pig farmer, so I'm an expert on pigs
Gooey,
and
sticky.
porn and large systems like Parler. I was checking out the Parler hacking with the
Gooey,
mindset
sticky.
of a penetration tester, of which I am. And so I was looking at Parler with the discerning eye, of which I have two. I have two discerning eyes, and I was looking at how the website could be abused, and the security of Parler would be the first step to security. If you don't secure the website, then you have no security. And if you lose security of
Hey,
the
B-Well.
website, then you lose
Stick my little
absolute
finger up your
security
bum
of the
hole.
whole website. Security is really important on websites like Parler because otherwise you get hackers. It's important on pig farms too because, you know, once those pigs get out, it's really hard to get them back in. That's why you need pig pen security and website security. So now you understand what happened. Do you like my
Parler.
hat? I like my hat.
It's our new favorite page, our new favorite account. The Iron Troll is doing some good stuff. Parler is still around. All right, let's log in. Look at some posts.
We need to clean the corruption in Washington. So vote for me, Ron Watkins, because I have a lot of experience with corruption.
It's official.
Fred
Q-Cult
Spencer.
grifter and election fraud expert Ron Watkins is running for Congress. This is the Iron Troll Show, and I'm Zelio High.
And I'm American citizen Beatrice Yacht, who has always lived in America, unlike Ron Watkins, who has spent most of his
I need
life
to get
living
on
in China,
Truth.
the Philippines, and Japan. Really, people, this is a red flag event if there ever was one, and I mean literally a red flag. Ron Watkins went to college in China and lived there almost a decade. If the man isn't on communist China's payroll for all his disinformation campaigns, he really should be.
We don't know when Ronald snuck into the United States, but he officially threw
China.
his cowboy hat into the campaign
definitely
ring
China
on
that's
Sunday,
doing
October
this.
17th. Ronald's campaign manager is science fiction writer Tony Tiora, so he is obviously well qualified to run a political campaign for Ron Watkins.
The two of them also have websites and a podcast together dedicated to aliens.
Oh my gosh.
And
Okay,
no,
I
people,
gotta check
I'm not
this out.
talking about aliens as in undocumented immigrants, but as in outer space little green men type aliens.
Hi there. Their website, Alien Leaks, is a place where people, and I would assume aliens too, can submit information about UFOs and their personal encounters with assorted creatures of the third kind.
Now, we are not saying that aliens don't exist, but if you start hearing that an alien from outer space is sending us messages to warn all us Earthlings that American elections are rigged and Donald Trump is the rightful president, it might not be true.
What the
Even
hell?
if you hear about it on Facebook. Ronald has
aliens?
lived overseas most of his life, and now he's calling himself an American patriot. He moved from Japan to Arizona just to run for office in a district he has no chance of winning.
He's a
That
damn...
right there is another red flag. Ron
from
is up to
China.
something.
I'm thinking the 2022 elections won't be Democrats versus Republicans. It's going to be normal people
Democrats.
running against lunatics and grifters. That's our show for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or follow. Bye, y'all.
everybody.
Sure miss my pigs.
This is our new favorite guy, the Iron Troll. This is like if Fred Spencer was still around, he would be making these kind of videos. I'd love to see what Fred Spencer could come up with about QAnon. Roger Stone, Sue's God. Let's check that one out.
Could there be anyone more sleazy than Roger Stone? This is the Iron Troll Show, and I'm Zelio High.
And I'm the angelic Biatch. The conveniently newly religious Roger Stone's most recent grift is to sue the Catholic Diocese in Miami because they have a mask mandate.
There are certainly reasons why the Catholic Church should be sued, but requiring you to wear a mask on their premises to attend their ceremonies
He's believing
would
some of
not be
those
one of them.
damn
And certainly
Russia
not by
conspiracies.
Roger fucking Stone.
Hey.
That son of a bitch had the nerve to say the mask mandate was illegal and immoral. Roger fucking Stone actually said this. The same Roger Stone who would be in prison right now if it weren't for Trump pardoning him.
The same Roger Stone who used to put ads in swinger magazines looking for men to share his wife with.
As I recall, Roger and his wife were partial divorce men.
Oh, hi, Enrique. What is it, 60 days left on your sentence? How's it going?
I am old enough to remember when Enrique Tarrio was Henry Tarrio and he was white. Poor man's gonna lose that tan in jail, but maybe he'll find he's just like Roger fucking Stone did.
Hey.
And like Milo did. Milo found God, did conversion therapy, and now he's straight. Girl. Some people will say anything and do anything to get you to send them money. Religious conversion is very popular these days. People never seem to get tired of hearing about a bad guy finding God.
Praise Jesus. After a lifetime of grifting, I have lost all my money, but I have been saved by the baby Jesus.
Please help me do the Lord's work in fighting the evil Catholic Church by sending me a small donation.
Now that my attempt to overthrow the American government has failed, I am going to go after the evil Catholic Church. Send me money.
The sad thing is that people will.
There may be supply chain shortages in America, but there is never a shortage of gullible people.
Or crooked lawyers. We expect whatever lawyer he judges to sell out of court for a big amount.
But we hope the church fights him on it.
Either way, I expect he'll be asking his followers
Rooting for the
cash
Catholic
contributions.
Church.
People, don't send Roger any more money.
Let Roger finally pay the price for his sins. That's our show for today. Don't forget to like.
All right, that's the show for today. All right, well, we'll come back to that some other time. Roger Stone. Okay, let's get into some of these. Oh my goodness. Let's get into some of these weird offshoots of QAnon now that we have some time. So let me see if I can find. Let me see if I can find some of these posts. Maybe I'll start. Maybe that's what my what I should do. The cool stream. Do the cool stream like that now. Hey. As like a little character. I have thought about doing like a little VTuber type guy. Hey, welcome to the cool stream. We're gonna look up some of the offshoots of QAnon now, and there's a lot of them. And we're gonna try to get these guys. I'm trying to find one specific thing. La 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 la. Here's some Jim. This Twitter account has a lot of stuff. Oops. Has a lot of info. And I'm not sure who this person is but they have a lot of stuff. And Robert Denby's a follower. I wanted to watch this real quick. Some clips of Jim Watkins being crazy.
There are lots of bad guys to swat. I am busy inspecting my server's interior, looking for the miscreants and little pissants. You see, because my servers right now are full of pissants. And as I stomp on those pissants, they just squish. And I just love the way those little pissants squish. It's like...
Okay.
Question marks over here in chat. Leah was asking, do you think Q is coming back again? Well, yeah, the Q thing did come back again.
Are we playing a game again?
Yeah, oh, wait, but not since June 29th. June 29th was the last post. But here's the thing. Right, what I think that was is a setup to get us to be in waiting. But that's just me. You know, you can decide what that means for yourself. But like, I think there's going to be more to come when it's time. Timing is essential. I'm just.
Now he's playing the flute. Okay. I'm looking for. I'm just gonna have to look this up. We're gonna talk about the guy that went to Dallas to say that JFK Jr. was coming back. But I'm trying to find the QAnon JFK cult. There's some different guys here. QAnon influencer Michael Protzman, -48. The latest news on this guy, he's the one who had everyone come to Dallas to say that JFK Jr. was coming back. They're going to make another trek. I'm going to make a trek, actually, next week when I go to Dallas to see Tim Heidecker. So I may swing by. Maybe they'll be there. Let's see. The QAnon influencer promised that JFK would reappear. -48. What started in Dallas ends in Dallas. On Telegram. That's what we need to get on Telegram. So he's got his little cult going. His believers want to go back to Dallas. I'm gonna be there. I'll see if I can find JFK. He's got thousands of followers on Telegram. Was able to persuade over 1,000 people to pay for flights and accommodation to come to Dallas. Which, I mean, that's not that expensive. Forced elderly children to spend hours waiting for the JFK appearance that never materialized, and it was raining too in Dealey Plaza. Some people realized he's a fraud, and other people. Weird handbags and scarves. Found out in real time it was JFK conspiracy. I don't remember that. He's made wider and weirder claims. The Ukraine war was a cover to unmask Joe Biden's criminality. Melania Trump is the queen of Russia. He uses lots of numerology. Oh, this is the one I'm looking for. And then there's another group that splintered off of -48. The Scooby-Doo crew. Very interested in the Scooby-Doo crew. It's one guy, and I think I have his website somewhere.
Having a camera out. This must be the thing to do. Everyone's got their cameras out. Hey guys, how you doing?
How you doing?
Everyone's got their cameras out. Look, everybody, look. Woo. Great.
Here it is. The Scooby-Doo crew.
Honey, I'm home.
Here it is. The Scooby-Doo crew. That's what I'm interested in. This guy, Tenor Talk. A splinter of a splinter. On this website, which is kind of cool, Rumble. Let's see what he's got to say. The Scooby-Doo crew guy.
Stephen Tenor here, Tenor Talk, where we speak truth from the heart. Hey,
Scooby-Doo crew.
Of course, you know who that is. It's that guy
It's
up there.
that guy, JFK Jr.
So I'm in Arizona, just outside of Phoenix, and we just got back from a Trump rally a few days ago.
Right.
I think today is July 25th.
Scooby-Doo crew.
And on the 22nd, we were.
This is a guy that was part of the -48, and now he's got his own thing. Sheepnesia. Let's see. That's the website. That's his Rumble page. The Georgia Guidestones were destroyed. I guess they're still friends. I don't know, but he's part of the Scooby-Doo crew now.
Prescott. And this video is dedicated to Trump, the man, the king.
The man.
We were there. If you guys have been following, you know
We
that
were there.
most rallies my friend Shelly and I get acknowledged.
Hmm.
And this one was the best yet. He came
What's
out,
his hat?
he acknowledged us. We
Got a
got
furry
fist bumps.
hat.
I forgot what he said. Maybe you guys can help me figure out what he said to us. And then he went on the stage.
He said,
So the last
JFK's
people
coming
came
back.
around. I was heart tapping my heart, saying thank you to him. And he acknowledged that again, and he tapped his heart back, and it's just so cool. He finds us just about every rally. It's really incredible. So I just wanted to make a video dedicated to that today, and so maybe you guys can help me figure out what he said to us. Check it out.
Check it out. What does Trump say to this guy?
Donald J. Trump.
Okay, we don't want to get the stream muted for that god awful song. President Trump. He did a shout out to the Scooby-Doo crew. Sheepnesia takes the stage, and apparently he got booed during this rally for endorsing someone that they didn't like or something. Where is the Scooby-Doo crew in this? Yeah. What did he say? This is so weird. We gave him the heart pump. Woo! Oh my god. He's just...
Pretty awesome, right?
What did he say? What did Trump... I think the Kennedys...
Children with Mary Magdalene, his wife. I want to thank their bloodline that is here on earth today.
Shout out to the Scooby-Doo crew and Big Jim Nation. I want to thank Jesus and I want to thank Mary and Joseph for having... Well, they didn't have sex. I forgot about that.
Right? I want to thank President Trump. I want to thank the Kennedys. I want to thank Jesus for having children with Mary Magdalene, his wife.
Oh, Jesus
I
having
want to
children.
thank their bloodline that is here on earth today that are helping to save the world. I want to thank God. God wins.
Wow.
Wow. Talk, where we speak truth from the heart. Make sure you visit sheepnesia.com. See you soon.
Tenor Talk. We love you, Trumpy. Woo! Oh my god. This is the weirdest one. The weirdest guy. Oh man, Sheepnesia. So he goes to all the rallies, and I guess he gets Trump to do shout-outs.
What's up, guys? Stephen Tenor here, Tenor Talk, where we speak truth. And from the heart, always, it is Sunday.
So the bloodline of Jesus and Mary Magdalene, I guess, leads to Kennedy. I'm trying to get inside of this, try to understand this conspiracy aspect of things.
13th. Guess where I was last night? At a Trump rally.
Oh, of course. Where else would he be?
Walked down this catwalk.
He's walking where Trump walked. Wow, crazy.
I had my best seats ever.
That is crazy. Oh my word.
We made a right. We came down and made a right. Some of our traitor friends made a left, but we were right here. This is right where the king stopped. Right here.
The king.
And I was
fish fans for Trump.
At that railing right there.
He did it. He waved at me.
The whole crew was right there.
Scooby-Doo crew, front row.
And the king pointed.
The king.
At Shelly right there, right next to me. Pointed at her. Said, thank you. And then he looked at me.
He pointed directly at the Scooby-Doo crew. It's crazy stuff.
That is crazy.
Rally in 2 weeks, but it's getting interesting.
It's getting interesting.
Yeah, let me show you where we were. So the king stopped right here.
The king. Trump is the king.
Said thank you.
Someone let him, I guess, come back to the field, or some open field where they had the rally. Truth Social. Is that one we can get on? Now I gotta see more. So someone let him go back to the field where all the stuff was set up to point out where the king was giving him a shout out.
People, there's a few basic things you need to listen to. Okay? We have everything. No one escapes this. Your money's safe.
Uh-oh.
There's a new system coming that is going to make this place flourish like
Nasara.
never before.
That's another weird
There's been minimum
thing.
2 sets of books,
Biblical
3 sets of books in
perspective.
some places around the world.
Not entirely sure what that means.
When everything goes on the first set of books, we don't have a homeless problem. We don't have a hunger problem. The wealth of the wicked has been stolen from them, taken from them, but they never, they stole it. So we took some stolen money back from them, which was our money. It's going to be given to everybody the way it's supposed to be handed out.
Nasara. I have looked into it, but I forget what the hell it's about. Free energy, the free energy party.
We own the patents. It's the Treasury. The U.S. Treasury is going to get paid for people that want to use.
I think this is negative 48 talking here.
All sicknesses and diseases and crap are going
All
away.
sicknesses will be healed.
Be the world reserve currency spread out.
The military's got all the gold.
They're all coming home. The children are coming to America.
Children are coming back. What the
They're
hell?
gonna speak God's word so damn loud that there's no effing way anybody on the planet can see what the hell went on. Everything's gonna be fine. There's nothing to worry about.
All right.
You don't have to wake up any more people. That's obvious because Q hasn't dropped a damn thing in 13 months. That's what that means, folks. Should have figured that out 7 months ago.
His last post was a video,
Which I did
YouTube
and
video.
started telling everybody.
There he is.
Everybody needs to calm down and relax, including the guy who's talking, but I'm talking for a fact. We're having fun. And, it's just a little bit more direct this way. And what other...
What
good
else?
news could we possibly
What else?
pop
What
about
else?
all this
What
other
else?
goodness?
What else? Sheepnesia. Negative 48. Dropping bombs. Dropping truth bombs. Sheepnesia. So that's the Scooby-Doo crew. Negative 48. They are all about JFK. And there's also the lady that is the Queen of Canada, which I have some of her stuff. Maybe we'll get to her at some point. There he is. There he is. He's leading QAnon to gather in Dallas. Oh, look at that. That's amazing. It's a sound clip before they show the mass suicide. That would be pretty bad. But there he is. I guess he sort of became the new guy. Hugh stopped, and then some people came in to fill the void, so to speak. So I wanted to try to understand a little bit about where did this JFK stuff come from. And there's also this guy, Juan O'Savin, who's another guy who claims to be JFK Jr. Where does all this weird crap come from? Why are they obsessed with JFK Jr.? What's it all about? It's something I hadn't been following this stuff close enough to understand how it progressed from one thing to the next. But for it to go from Trump is battling the deep state. To JFK Jr. is still alive, and he's going to return at Dealey Plaza. We're all going to gather, and JFK is going to return. How did that come about? Well, we have to register for free to continue reading from the Independent. Crap. This is the deep state against us. Well, it all started because, I think because of this guy here, Roger Stone. This was in April of 2016. Roger Stone announced he was going to publish a book. I don't know if he ever did. I'd be interested to read it, though, because he was alleging that the Clintons murdered John F. Kennedy Jr. to jumpstart Hillary's rise to the White House. JFK Jr. was planning on running for NY Senate seat that Hillary Clinton wanted. Poor bastard. Which is, based on what I've read, he was interested and he didn't, but I don't think he wanted to run that much that he was really willing to go. He was interested, and then he heard that Hillary was also interested, so he just stepped aside, is what I've found. But according to Roger Stone, he really, really wanted to run for that Senate seat way back when, and that's when, of course, the Clintons, they did their thing that they always do, and, well, they made sure he wasn't a problem anymore. He was murdered in his airplane that he was flying at night in the fog, and I guess was shot down by a directed energy laser or something. Failure to maintain control of the airplane over the water at night, spatial disorientation, the Clinton body count. Because if you're going to take down a woman who could be the next president of the United States, the best way to do so is starting rumors on Twitter, is what they said about it. So anyway, I think all this JFK stuff started with this guy, Roger Stone. And then what do you know? They used a weather control machine. And then what do you know? There's guys who are QAnon obsessed saying that they're JFK Jr. Interesting. We go from April 2016, which I think was before QAnon. Here's Roger Stone talking about all this old conspiracy, and now it's become this big thing. The Clinton body count series. He dared to run for the same Senate seat, and if that hadn't happened, if he had won that Senate seat, then we wouldn't even have to worry about her anymore. And he wouldn't have been a Republican, I don't think, if he had won, or even if he'd campaigned or anything. I don't think he would have said anything that the Republican QAnon people would have liked. But he's dead, so we'll never know. We can just make up all these fantasies. Exactly. Here we go. How intensive is dropping the facts? The Clintons were so murder crazy. Then why wouldn't they made Monica Lewinsky disappear? Okay. For real. They wouldn't have even been a thing. Where the blue dress would have been thrown in the trash in the incinerator and you'd never see it again. But no. It was too public. So anyway, it's sad. JFK, he died in the plane crash, but they say that he was assassinated.
The death of John Kennedy Jr. was a terrible loss. The loss of his wife Carolyn and her sister Lauren was an unspeakable blow to their families and the other people who loved them. John embodied an extremely rare combination of wealth, charisma, and human decency. As we have seen and will see, the Kennedy family members have lived and died giving their best in service to the people of America and to the world. What might John and Carolyn have done for their country and the world if they had lived? Let's try not to get lost in the swamp of facts surrounding their deaths.
The swamp.
And let's try instead to stay rooted in an appreciation of what we lost when they died. In getting started, there are some preliminary points we should discuss.
World War II isn't over.
The forces at work in recent and current U.S. history. State-sponsored racism and genocide were invented by the rich and powerful in this country, and their involvement with Hitler cannot be overestimated. For example, Chase Manhattan Bank, the Rockefeller Bank in Paris, seized the assets of their Jewish depositors and then ordered Hitler to tell them to do it, which of course he did.
Okay. This is something else. This is the Goldwater. I'm sure they have a lot of fun stuff on here. Yep. The Goldwater. Okay, so, oh my God, the Wuhan virus. Oh, here we go. There it is. Jim Watkins posts on this website. The show is not over. Many people have recommended vigilante behavior. Okay. So anyway, that's what inspired all this JFK stuff. Is that, of course, JFK himself was killed, and John F. Kennedy Jr. allegedly was also taken out. Let's see. Now this magazine, one of the George magazines that was by JFK Jr., his magazine that he did, the 1997 issue, it was they had a short but infamous run. QAnon followers believe that JFK Jr. is still alive, living in disguise, appearing at conferences. Could be any number of people. Depending on which QAnon devotee you ask, the real living JFK Jr. is a man named Vincent Fusca, which I don't think they believe that anymore, but for a while he was all the rage because someone saw him at the Trump rally and said he looked like JFK Jr. or something, or it could be this guy Juan O'Savin, who was another cowboy hat wearing guy. And then of course we have Michael Protzman, -48. He was in Dallas, awaiting the Christ-like arrival of JFK Jr. Sr. Uh-oh. Oh, we have some breaking news.
I have a confession, I'm Q.
Holy crap. Wow. I think if we can find out who the Pope of Ass is, we'll be able to find out who Q is. I think there's a link there somewhere. It's psychedelically weird. It hasn't, the article that the magazine they are paying thousands of dollars for has an interview with Bill Gates in it. Another quote, there was a supposed quote which was the subject of a Snopes debunking, where Bill Gates in this interview with JFK Jr. predicted the planet would be choked to extinction by a lung-attacking virus. In fact, the quote is from a different article, a group of predictions about the future by a collection of writers. The cover, it's been a fascination for the Q crowd for a long time. Noticed the guy from QAnon Anonymous and noticed that it was selling for $25,000, which is a crap load of money, to capitalize on the QAnon community's devotion. Here it is on the archive, which, of course, Chuck Wendig is trying to shut down, probably because he works for the deep state and doesn't want any of us to see anything about JFK Jr. or Bill Gates, how Bill Gates started the virus, and how here's the cover of this issue of George, which is supposed to be something important that we're supposed to know, some messages from here, the nation's future. someone in this article predicts a lung-attacking virus, which was, I'm sure, something unheard of at the time. And anyway, so the QAnon people are spending lots of money to get copies of this magazine, this specific issue of the magazine, because they think JFK Jr. is going to come back. He's going to help Trump. He's going to do all this stuff. I have some more links here. This one's kind of weird. Amazing recording of JFK Jr. at Mount Rushmore. Wow. JFK Jr. was at Mount Rushmore, and he was overheard to say Hillary Rodham Clinton tested positive for COVID-19. Wow. Future proves past. A message from the Vice President JFK Jr. Oh, crap. Sorry, this episode can't be found. Dang it. But there's a lot of cool links in here, so let's see what we can find. Let's see if we can go down the rabbit hole. The rabbit hole. The answers are in the George magazine. Now this website, Rumble, this is the one we've got to get into. Ancient Iraq is a massive conspiracy. Okay. Rumble. We've got to get into Rumble because it looks like there's a lot of cool videos on here. The Biden recession. Sticks, Hexen, Hammer, 666. Whoa. GTA goes, whoa. What? And marbled chocolate vanilla cake. Spicy garlic sauce. Interesting. Okay. So JFK Jr. was overheard to aliens created a media-controlled system called Weather Mountain. People here were completely isolated from society. And if the politicians disappeared, they would all be fired. This is called Spy War. Okay, now this, I think this person should be the new Q. Because so far I like what I see. I like what I'm seeing here from this account. Let's read it in the...
And if those politicians disappeared, they would all be fired. This is called Spy War. They could only communicate with certain people without anyone knowing. The things that Weather Mountain has been controlling are the Department of Defense screen.
What? Weather Mountain. Okay, this is the new thing we have to get into.
Weather controls and PEMA.
PEMA.
Weather Mountain here is also known as Weather Underground.
Oh, crap.
What they control. DARPA, NORAD,
DARPA.
FEMA screens, and
Spy War.
worldwide broadcasts. In the meantime, couldn't change the screen in any way.
Weather Mountain. Weather Underground, that's where I go to get my weather news. But it sounds like it's part of DARPA. DARPA. This is weird stuff.
The Creator's army intervened and found it, and the Delta Force broke in and killed all 27 spies working there. They were waiting for orders, unaware that all their bosses were dead.
Holy crap. This is cool. Whatever this guy's talking about is very interesting to me.
They have captured and manipulated the world from here. Can you believe it? Earth's weather, all chemtrails and disasters on all broadcasts on Earth.
The Spy War.
Every Department of Defense. They've been controlling them all in one place.
Okay, and now here's the conclusion. It looks like we've gotten rid of the spies and the Spy War. That's good to know.
We finally found this place and got rid of them. The whole world has complete freedom and EBS has become possible. Thank you, Capricorn. Thank you, 13th Night.
Holy crap. The 13th Night. Archangel and Mother Earth. Messenger. Capricorn's Capricorns. Ashtars. Whoa. Okay, now we're getting into light beings and whatnot. The food eaten by the Earth's people will be changed to natural and healthy food in the future. Holy crap. Okay, this is good stuff. I'm going to like this. Save it for later. This is all from the link to this. whatever this is, and a podcast episode that doesn't, it's not around anymore. Holy crap. I'm gonna have to follow up on that one to see what that's all about. Hey, we can get into Telegram. Telegram's sort of like Discord, right? Well, we'll have to sign up for that later. Sign up for Telegram. I'll get put on a list. A lot of weird stuff in here. Andrew I. J. Crow's LLC. The original Lugel's iodine. #1 seller worldwide.
Whoa!
Ew. Russia and rats out Ukraine missiles. Monkey business rules as NY ramps up new pandemic. I know there is a God and I see a storm coming. Oh crap.
Hi guys, thanks for joining me, and thank you for all you do to support humanity.
Man, I just want to look up, read about the spy war now. All this other stuff seems kind of boring.
I decided to start here at Relentless Truth, where he says, I made this meme in 2020, one of my favorites. Apparently Trump just retruthed a post containing this quote, and then unretruthed. I believe I am ready, and has this great meme.
Sounds like I gotta get on Truth Social.
And I see a storm coming. If he has a place for me, I believe I am ready. And
Trump untruthed it.
It's pretty close. This is it. I know there is a God. I see the storm coming, and I see his hand in it. If he has a place, then I am ready. We see the hand.
China tells U.S. Pelosi coming to Taiwan is an act of war.
And I guess they weren't listening close enough. They did go to Washington on the moon, though, in the early 50s. Around the time of the UFO scare that flew over the Capitol. And
yeah, we all remember that.
This was my response. I made this meme at a site that sells badges.
We don't need those stinking badges.
What you need on your badge, and then you pay him for it. I could have bought this.
Whoa. You can buy pretty much anything on the internet these days.
So I didn't actually buy one, but
hey, you could. That's pretty cool to think about. You can buy something. Oh man. This is weird stuff. A lot of links, a lot of will tweaking the dragon's tail ignite a terrible fire. What the hell? What? Oh, the dragon is China. Son of the new American Revolution. What? Seems like a smart guy. The Great Bear of Russia. Russiagate. Going to war with Russia over Ukraine may be suicide for America. Weird. Weird stuff. My Pillow. Of course, we have a My Pillow code. Promo code for My Pillow. Thank you for your discount on Orgone products. Zapper, the original Orgone Zapper and Mini Zapper. I gotta check that one out. We've talked about Orgone on the show. See, it all connects. You get into QAnon, and then all of a sudden you're back around at Star Seeds and Orgone. The Orgone Zapper. There it is. $350. Good lord. My health is as much mental and emotional construct as anything physical. Next frontier is applied energy to correct deep systemic distortions within the DNA strand, which I no longer view as simply a physical phenomenon. Get yourself an Orgone Zapper. Gotta zap my Orgone. Archon busting. Holy moly. This is just everything you could ever want. Every weird thing you could ever want is all is all contained within the QAnon stuff. Anyway, that was about as good as I could do with QAnon. I think I did pretty good. If I don't mind myself saying that, which I don't. And I'm gonna have to come back and watch more Scooby-Doo crew videos, because those are pretty good. Jesus and Justice are coming back. The crowd roars for the king. Whoa.
Hey guys, Steven Tenor here. Tenor Talk, where we speak truth.
Tenor Talk.
And from the heart.
We love this guy. He's got his tie.
Red tie's the key. I'm in Conroe, Texas. Here we are. This is becoming a habit. I love it. I'm in this sacred place. You know where I am. I'm backstage. It's the day after the key.
I'm in the sacred place, some field out in the middle of nowhere. After the thing, after the rally. Sheepnesia. Okay, well, did as good as I could do on that. It was another episode. We did it. It's over. We're done with the show. Thanks for watching. We got into some weird stuff. Got his Let's Go Brandon hat.
King,
of course.
Came to town. And here we...
Gonna have to keep a watch out for this guy, the Scooby-Doo crew.
Whoa!
And see what else Q has to say.
We finally found this place and got
Hello,
rid of them.
my name is Mr. Shit, and you are watching the Cool Stream.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even touch on, did Mr. Shit have something to do with JFK or any of that? I mean, come on. Use your logic here, folks. And that's when you'll really be able to understand some of this stuff. Come on. Hold on, where is it?
Come on.
Listen to the comms. See what's going down now that we've all got a good overview of QAnon. Watch some of the documentaries. The one on HBO is pretty good. And we'll watch the show. Isn't that what they say? We'll enjoy the show. Pop your popcorn and enjoy, sit back and relax and enjoy the show about what's going to happen next. When Q comes back and more stuff starts happening, then maybe we'll do another episode on it. Who the hell knows? But for now, we're going to call it. This one, we're going to go out on top. Having figured it all out once and for all. It's the Cool Stream. Thanks for watching. I would be a good Q. I agree with that.
The Cool Stream.
We'll be seeing ya on another show. We'll do another topic, and it'll be fun. And I'll make sure to upload some of those other episodes today before I forget. Breaking news. Also, here to end the show. Before we go, breaking news, and you heard it here first on the Cool Stream. Bill Russell, 11th-time NBA champion, passes away at age 88. Rest in peace. This one's for you. And we'll be seeing you next time on the Cool Stream.
The Cool Stream.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching the Cool Stream of Beowulf. This was the Cool Stream.
Ooh, it's so good. Ooh, it's so good.
Gooey, sticky chemicals. Whoa! Good enema.
Stay cool, everybody.
The show goes on. The show.
I can't stop buying crypto.
The show goes on. The show.
That's the first thing we want to tell you.
I want pancakes. I want pancakes.
My name is Fred Spencer, and I do
want
videos
pancakes.
and animation.
Pretty cool.
Well, first of all, most of my movies were silly.
We don't know the right people. We haven't struck the right card. Well, I say it's time for that.
You play video games on your phone while you're taking a dump?
So we have the bench. Father
Thanks, B-Wolf. Have a good one.
Banco.
Through you, I gain access to the web.
Look at that. Wow. Look at that. Look.
Ooh, it's so good.
This guy. Hey, we got B-Wolf in the chat. What's up, B-Wolf?
And it's really hard to...
Gooey, sticky chemicals.
What is at stake? Who has control? Surprise witness. Who was surprised? Who will be surprised?